Howdy folks, welcome to Bullish on Farming. Today's June 7th and just spending some time with the sheep, moved their shade shelters. We're going to talk a little bit in this video how the past few weeks to a month is gone with our flock out on pasture. We turned them out early May, well first half of May at least. And I've been doing paddock rotations as we do with the cattle. A little different, of course. Had the sheep wire trained when they were up, in the sheep barn where we had two paddocks we would rotate them through in the winter bale grazing there. But anyways, I trained them and all they need is 2 wire, but there are a group of sheep that have decided to jump back over the fence. They are the newer ewes on the farm, and so I've now put the 3rd wire, and hasn't happened again. Gonna do that until I move them and probably do another 3 wire, and then after that take it away, because I'm looking to reduce the amount of wires I need for these sheep. I'm really trying to get down to 1 wire, but we're not going to jump the gun too quick. Winter, our guardian's been doing great. We hear her working at night, that's for sure. For those of you who have Pyrenees, you know that they are vocal at night. And from my understanding, they work the most at night, keeping away any troublemakers. And so this section I've given them is a bit bigger than what I've typically been giving them. I, started with 4-day sections, and that's probably what this is. And then I reduced it down to 2 days, and I was really experimenting with them, still trying to move rather quickly on our first lap. But we have another 20-acre field that we're about to head out to, and I'm planning on not being back at this field until second half of July, August. So we'll see. But small flock here, 15 ewes, 10 lambs with the group, yeah. So one thing about these shelters, if you can already see, they work great. All I used was tensile wire to pull them into the shapeness and uprightness that I wanted. And, the tensile is strong enough to hold it. I think I've shown it in a previous video, but there it is. And it's just hooked to a couple fireman clips on the side. And I use those stakes actually just to keep it in grounded if there's wind, and then I have pressure on that so that if the sheep want to scratch against the side, because they love doing that, they can't really bend it over. The issue I was having before was that I didn't have these shelters as upright, and I thought, oh, the wider it stands, the more shade it'll give. But you need to find the balance. So this is the right amount of hoopness that's working for us. But the one thing is that if you have a guardian dog, and ours is still young, she's 9 months, she loves to tear on things. So she's worked on the side of these tarps, and I don't know, I'm going to see how long they last us, and I might have to replace a tarp. She's absolutely gone at that one. But it works. These 2 shelters, one's just a cattle panel and one's 2 cattle panels together. And, they work great. To move them, I just take the stakes out, flip them on their bellies, slide them to new spaces, and voila, stake them back in. So you want to move these shelters because, the sheep, they spend time, and you're going to get a lot of impact in that area. It's nice for, manure deposit, and moving these shelters, getting that concentration in different pockets. You can see that one wasn't as quite soiled. If, a group decides to have a party in that shelter, it's going to do more impact than that one. But, balancing the 2, and I'd like to say that I move them more often than I do. But, so busy between the other farm and this one, you can see some spots here have been run down a bit more than I'd like. And those plastic posts, I'm liking them better than steel posts because they move, they're lighter, and just sticking them in with your foot works great. This was a weaker side of the field that we grazed a bit harder than I'd like. But you know, we got forgiveness. We got a month and a half to 2 months before we're gonna be back on this field. And you know, we left 10 to 12 inches up here, which we're happy about. A lot of mature grasses going to seed, which is nice for our seeding program. And when the animals are back here, we'll probably do more of a strip style grazing. See, like this is a little too far. I probably left that for 2 days without moving it. Now I've been cutting hay, and you know, time just goes by. Next thing you know, the sun's going down. You say, I'll leave it till the morning. And she's gone a little bit too far, but hey, rest periods, rest periods, rest periods. That's what it's all about. As long as you got the right rest recovery, you know, you're set up to succeed. And then from there, you really start taking things to the next level. That's what I've learned, you know, with cattle and pigs, and now, like a sponge, learning all I can about sheep. So I encourage anyone who, you know, is experienced with sheep, share anything that you'd like. Let's take a look at the flock here. So we got a mix of Dorpers and Katahdins. You know, the Dorpers, not the greatest shedders, but although, you know, they're still shedding. The Katahdins shed great. And we got nothing but good mothers here. The one that wasn't the greatest mother, we've sent her off. Yeah. And, you know, fresh grass, fresh ground, moving frequently. I'm feeling good about these sheep. They're looking healthy. Some of them got twins on them. And, you know, I'm really looking to get animals that can naturally wean their own and, you know, maintain body condition. Granted that we're providing them an abundance of feed, but also quality, you know, well-rested pastures, and over time building, you know, the diversity of vegetation. But, you know, gotta love sheep and what they graze. They go right specifically for the seed heads, and they can nip at one plant at a time because their mouths are so small. But let's take a look. So see, here's a Katahdin who's still shedding. And I can't recall if she has twins, but she's in great condition. Strictly grass, just fresh rotations. Let's take a look at another one. There's another Katahdin right up here. I mean, she's looking big. And she's got twins, because that one right behind her is a twin. And that was born in the 3rd week of February. So she ain't hurting. This Dorper, not the greatest shedder, but she's got twins. You know, she looks a little different than the rest, so can't forget it. And her bag's looking good, her condition's looking good. She's nice and full, and she doesn't look like she's hurting to provide for her young. So we're keeping an eye on them. I'm not trying to, you know, stress my animals out. I'm just trying to work within nature's design and set animals up for success, and animals that, you know, prove that they have great self-preservation qualities and can thrive in a system like that, which is based off, you know, nature's way, then those are animals that we want to keep around. Those are animals that are going to work for the farm, and those are animals that you're going to want to work for and offer the best quality of life. And we do the best we can. So here is here's a mom who doesn't look like she's hurting, and that's her lamb. That's a nice sized lamb, and that was born early February. That's a meaty lamb, and if I remember correctly, actually I don't want to say. I was going to say it was a ram lamb, but I'm not sure. Mom looks good, and that, you know, 3.5 month lamb looks great. You know, we're looking to do a meat market, direct sales, so I'm not so picky on purebred. I'm looking for animals that will perform well and offer a good product. And the hair sheep, you know, not having the gene that's in the wool breeds that gives lamb that more fragrant taste, which I enjoy, but some people find strong or different to, you know, the familiar taste of beef. Our lamb is on the milder side, and I've had the mutton, the mature meat, and it's good. Flavor wise, some of the stuff, you know, of course you need to slow cook because it's a little more firm with muscle in the meat. It's an older, more mature animal. We're looking to slaughter our lambs between 6 and 8 months, and animals that can, you know, get to that finishing weight and fulfill a carcass quality that we're looking for in that time span. And I think we're on the right track, but you know, you evaluate year after year. And so next field we head into, here comes a mom. She says, wait, I want to be in the video. And she's a keener for the dog food. I still need to build Winter one of those fancy, you know, mobile dog feeder shelters that the sheep can't seem to get into, that Greg Judy's spoken about. And I love Greg Judy and what he does. And I'm willing to give it a try, because right now I'm just standing and making sure the sheep don't eat Winter's feed. And I, you know, fill it right up. And I let her eat as much as she wants. She's an outdoor dog. She needs to eat a lot. But I know she could probably be eating more. She's still young, but it's important at this time. And I just want to show, I have another double strand up here, just in case that page wire fence was a bit higher than I'd like in areas that I couldn't see because of the shrubbery. This is what we're moving out to next. And we're excited about it. It's going to be a field that's bigger, more wide. So, you know, we'll see what we size our paddocks at. Stay tuned, folks. Thanks for stopping by. God bless you all. See you on the next one.